Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to actually beat Shadow Snorlax in Pokemon Go, arguably the toughest Shadow Pokemon to beat right now. So before we go ahead and get started, as always, if you guys do enjoy this video and find it helpful, feel free to hit that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys are new to the channel and would like to see more Pokemon Go content like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below as well. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So right away, I want to start off by saying that Shadow Snorlax is definitely not for lower level players. Unfortunately, it is just too difficult to take down. Even level 40 players with like really good Pokemon, if they don't have the right strategy in mind, it can be really difficult. Now, oddly enough, you would think that Machamp is kind of the best Pokemon to use against it because when you're doing regular gym battles, Machamp is your go-to guy. He's going to take down Snorlax, he's going to take down those normal types super fast. But against a Team Rocket Snorlax, it's completely different because the most important thing that you have to keep in mind is actually the resistances that your Pokemon has. Because these Team Rocket Pokemon have their attack stat like super buffed, so they're going to destroy your Machamps, and especially because Snorlax also has access to Zen Headbutt and Machamp is weak to Psychic type Pokemon. Yeah, it's not going to be the best time for Machamp. He's going to go down super fast before he can even get off one Dynamic Punch. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you guys a couple of options to use because these Snorlax battles, when you have Snorlax first, those are going to be the toughest battles that you have to encounter. Usually you'll get something like Snorlax, Dragonite, and then Crobat, or a Snorlax, then Dragonite, or something along those lines. You're going to have some pretty difficult Pokemon to go up against. I mean, they're basically the hardest battles, to be honest. So with that being said, though, in order to counter the Dragonite, in order to counter the Snorlax, the Pokemon that you really want to use is going to be Tyranitar. Tyranitar with Smackdown Stone Edge is honestly going to be your best friend, and I know a lot of you guys don't have access to that, so I will go over a couple of other options that you can use, but for those of you guys that do have the Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar, highly recommend powering those guys up. They're going to help you out so much with these Snorlax battles. Not only does it have a double resistance to both the Snorlax's moves, it's also pretty good to use against Dragonite because Dragonite has a weakness to rock type moves because it is a flying type. Now, Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar will actually go down from Dragonite, so a Pokemon that you can also use against Dragonite is either going to be Metagross with Meteor Mash, or even just Metagross by itself. Without Meteor Mash, it's still pretty good because it's going to resist Dragonite's attacks. Or you could also use Togekiss, which is also going to resist Dragonite's attacks. Both of those are excellent options to use against Dragonite, and you have to consider that you only have 3 Pokemon going into this. If all 3 of those Pokemon faint, in the first battle with Snorlax, and you still have Dragonite and Crobat to go, or like another Snorlax and Dragonite to go, yeah, that's not going to be the best scenario for you, but those are going to be some pretty good options. Additionally, a more budget-friendly Pokemon, and actually a Pokemon that I think has deserved spotlight for some time now, is going to be Ursaring. So due to Ursaring's typing and its moveset, it has access to Counter and Close Combat. Now, Counter and Close Combat is going to do super effective damage against Snorlax, and because it is a normal type, it is going to resist Zen Headbutt, and it is going to resist Lick on Snorlax, making it a solid counter to use against that Pokemon. So those are going to be some of the pretty good options to use against Snorlax. I just kind of wanted to make this quick video because I know a lot of people are struggling against Shadow Snorlax in Pokemon Go. I mean, a lot of people just kind of panic, right, when they go up against it. A couple other Pokemon that you could be using is Groudon or Groupon. I like to call it Groupon. It's Groudon though, and Groudon's going to be a pretty good Pokemon to use against it. It does have that resistance. Additionally, you could also use Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Ice Beam, or Psycho Cut and Focus Blast. When Snorlax does not have Lick, it has Zen Headbutt instead. If it has Lick, it's not going to go well for you because Lick is going to do super effective damage against your Mewtwo, but Mewtwo is still a really good option. And so that is basically everything that you guys need to know in order to take down Shadow Snorlax. Once again, this isn't really for lower level players, this is more for higher level players, so it is kind of expected that you guys do have some pretty good Pokemon available to you. Once again, a really good budget option though, especially even if you are a lower level player, is to get Ursaring early on. Get Ursaring with Counter and Close Combat. Teddy Ursa is pretty accessible. So, in the Partly Cloudy Weather Boost, those things are going to be spawning a little bit more often. Get your hands on one. Hopefully it's a pretty good weather boosted Teddy Ursa, evolve it, and then you got yourself a pretty good Snorlax counter right there against the Team Rocket Grunts. Outside of that, guys, I mean, Tyranitar, Smackdown Stone Edge, gonna be your best friend. I know a lot of you guys do have that out there who are higher level players. Lower level players, I'm sorry, there's nothing else we could really do here. But I do hope that some of you lower level players out there use this as motivation and encouragement to keep progressing throughout the game. game, you know, work on getting your Pokemon powered up, work on getting your level higher, and ultimately you're gonna be able to do these higher level challenges, which in all honesty, I'm kind of glad that Pokemon Go added into the game, because it's nice to actually be challenged like this. It's not too often where we actually have something this challenging, and it feels really rewarding to actually go through and beat the Team Rocket Grunts when they have Snorlax, and Dragonite. It's a really, really tough battle to go through, but if you have the right Pokemon, it's not gonna be too bad. Anyways though, that is basically everything that I have for you guys in order to take down Shadow Snorlax. If you guys go in with these right counters, I guarantee you're gonna have a good time. If you don't have these counters, well, maybe something to work towards, right? Anyways though, if you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful, feel free to hit that like button down below. As always, I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys do want to see more Pokemon Go content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well for future videos. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.